Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon, fellow freedom marchers. How y'all doing? It's Saturday, November 13th, 2021. And yeah. You know, I keep saying that they're going after our children. Well, I'm dead on about that. They're going after our children. They want to put this stuff in our children. They want to molest our children. They want to do all kind of things to our children. They want our children to be their chattel property. They want us to be their chattel property. But this is all about the children, y'all. Apparently, in Virginia, there has been a pharmacy that has been giving out the jab to children. Only they're giving them the jab from the adult vials. Now, the reasoning behind this. Oh, what's up, the wise one? Been a minute. I ain't seen you in here in a minute. The reasoning behind them giving children the adult dosage of the SNAP is because they ran out of the children's dosages. So they decided to give the children 1/3 of the adult dose, which, if you let the news media tell it, is not even a full dosage of the children's dosage. Now, this is happening to children ages 5 to 11. They're giving children ages 5 to 11 adult dosage, the adult version of the SNAP. But here's the thing. Even though it's just 1/3 of the SNAP, there is a different formulation for the children's dosages. You know what I'm saying? They are like, it doesn't have the same level of dilution. All right. Let them tell it, right? It's a completely different formula, right? I mean, it's a completely different measurement of the formula. It's the same formula essentially for, but they do different things to it. So now, instead of saying, instead of turning people away and saying, we don't have any children's doses right now, go to another pharmacy or whatever the case may be, they're like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just give them the adult version. We'll just give them 1/3 of it. Now, how are we supposed to trust that they're giving them just 1/3 of the adult dosage? And how are you measuring that, right? Are you using the little measurement line on the syringe? Is that all it takes to give a child dose? If that were the case, if it were equivalent or a little bit less than equivalent, then why not just make one version of every, you know what I'm saying? One version that covers all of it. Just give them a smaller amount. Why isn't that happening? Why is there a completely separate lot? Why is there a completely separate, vials? Why are they completely separating it if all you have to do is give them 1/3 of the adult dosage? I mean, come on, man. Are we going to go for this? Over 100 children? This was done deliberately. This was done deliberately. And the biggest concern the media has, right? The biggest concern the media has is this is going to make parents more hesitant. Well, no shit, Sherlock. This is going to make parents more hesitant to give their children the SNAP because of this. There's no one's concerned about why, what would possess a pharmacist or a pharmacy to do this. What would possess a pharmacy to give the wrong fucking vial to children? That's not the concern at all. It's not the negligence on their part, the nefarious acts. None of that matters. What matters is, well, I hope the parents don't get turned off from this. What kind of world are we living in? What kind of world are we living in? At the end of the day, they don't want your children to be safe. They just have to rush out and live this. We just have to give this. We have to give this SNAP to everybody. Everybody, every age, 5 to 11. 12 to 17, 18 and up. Like it just has to happen, right? They have to give it to us. We all must get snapped in order for us to get back to normal. In order for us to get back to the freedoms that we barely had, we have to go in and get snapped. They're losing their patience, all this, that, and the third. And so what do you get? You get an atmosphere where people are so fucking negligent and so just whatever that they're giving the wrong fucking vials to children and justifying it by saying, oh, well, it's just a third. It's just a third. It's not even a full dose of the child's vet. Come on, man. Come on. What do we have to do as people, and as parents? What do we have to do to protect our children? Story after story that I tell you guys about how our children are under attack. And yet and still, people are still submitting their children to the bullshit. I'm not the only one out here putting this information out there. I mean, shout out to ABL for breaking this story. This is like I first heard of this story from Anthony Brian Logan. But how many of us has to put this shit out, information out, for people to be like, you know what? It's time to make a change. And we're not going to make this change by going through this system to do it. We have to start thinking inward, right? Stop thinking outward, because the system is outside of the norm of the way humans are supposed to live, the way that we're supposed to live, period. The way, it's outside the norm, right? This big system that this huge system, it's a huge system because it covers the entire country. hundreds of millions of people live under this oppressive system, but there's only a few people running it. The few elites, the bankers, right? And in no other animal kingdom, right? In no other animal kingdom are there wolves, right? So let's say there's a pack of wolves in Siberia, or not Siberia. There's wolves in America, right? All over the country. You got these wolves over there, those wolves over there. They each have their own little system, right? They each have their own little pack, where you have the alpha and all this other shit. You don't have like 100 or 300 elite wolves in a central wolf government somewhere telling all these other wolves what the fuck to do. You don't have lion prides. You don't have United States of Lion prides, do you? No. You have one single lion pride ran by that one motherfucking lion that runs all the shit, the way that they want to run it. That's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But it's their system. It's one system. They don't have a Congress of lions and a Senate of lions and a motherfucking lion president running everything. Yeah, I know they're not as smart as we are. There's a level of intelligence that allows us to communicate over large areas of land. But so the fuck what? So just because we're so smart that we can communicate, we have cell phones and internet, and back in the day we had a telegraph, and we had we used to run around on horses sending messages. That means that we have to control everything. Like everything has to be controlled. It's to the point where as soon as they and here's the biggest mind-boggling problem for me, that they would even have to run out of the children's doses for children aged 5 to 11. The fact that they ran out of that shit is quite disturbing to me. That means that parents were like, oh man, I can't wait to get this shit put in my children. Oh hell yeah, let's get this experimental shit put into my children. Never mind this this myocarditis in the young adults. And no, fuck that. No, I'm itching my child injected. That they would even run out of this shit. Is it almost not 1 million people Almost 1 million children ages 5 to 11 in the country has been injected. How many children ages 5 to 11 have died from Modelo 19? Oh, no, my bad. Have been hospitalized from Modelo 19. How many children ages 5 to 11 have been hospitalized with Modelo 19 since this shit started? 100. Probably a little bit more now. That was a few weeks ago. As of a few weeks ago, 100 children have been hospitalized allegedly by Modelo 19. So they say. You know, I call bullshit on all that shit. But you know, if we go by what their numbers are, and then overall children, right, hospitalized since the shit began, 700. 700, but we've given 900,000 children ages 5 to 11 this shit. It doesn't even make remotely any sense. You're giving your children something, having something put in their body that could possibly give them swollen heart tissue and other issues, but for something that they might not even have symptoms for if they get it, or mild symptoms at worst, and extremely unlikely to end up in a hospital. Extremely unlikely. But we're so afraid of a Modelo 19 that we just gonna run out as soon as that motherfucking shit is approved by the FDA and get our children injected with this shit. And now it's such a big rush and such a huge demand for this shit, apparently, that the pharmacies are just giving, oh, fuck it, let's give them some of the adult dose. Let's give them a third of the adult dose on purpose, deliberately. I mean, help me out here. Why is there such huge demand for this shit? Why is there such huge demand for the snap? Why is there such huge demand for that? I think I see Yeshua's return in the building, Queen's Throne in the building, Tina Hartman. How y'all doing? But somebody explain it to me. Right? I know I'm a low IQ individual. But I can still put this shit together. I can put 2 and 2 together. 100 children hospitalized for Modelo 19 since the shit started. 100, ages 5 to 11. Ages 5 to 11. Children overall, 700. Over 700, maybe 800 by now. I doubt it, because children rarely end up in the hospital with this shit. You know, but if they have some comorbidities, and they happen to be in the hospital because they have comorbidities, they might get tested for Modelo 19, and they might test positive. So now, guess what? It's a positive case for Modelo 19. The child's in the hospital. Boom, that's a Modelo 19 hospitalization. Even though there's other respiratory diseases that children suffer from more greatly, right? Children suffer more greatly from other respiratory diseases, but the focus isn't on that. They don't care about that. You know why? Because all you do is you send them home with some antibiotics if the infection has gone bacterial. If it's going viral, okay, well, you know, you get some steroids for their lungs to open their airway up and let them ride the viral shit out. If it turns bacterial, boom, you give them some shit, boom. The bacteria gets wiped out, and of course you got to replace your gut bacteria because antibiotics attack all bacteria. But that's another fucking story. It's simple, right? Or sometimes kids, they'll die from pneumonia. Like, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of kids die from pneumonia each year from regular shit. But that's not the case with Modelo 19. It's not significant. It's very negligible. If only 100 children have been hospitalized for Medela 19 under the age of 11 since this shit started, how could you even call that? How could you even call that a pandemic for children? You have to remove the children from the Emergency Use Authorization Act, right? The emergency use authorization for the Medela 19 SNAP is not justifiable for children because it's not even close to a pandemic for children. I think I explained what they consider a pandemic before. It's so many out of 200,000 people every 2 weeks. So it has to be a sustained motherfucking, a sustained pandemic. It probably wasn't even, because, they tried to call gun violence a pandemic. It's not even close to that. 40,000 people a year. Come on, come on, miss me with that bullshit. But nonetheless, it's not a pandemic for children. How is it that the Emergency Use Authorization Act has been activated and includes children, to where children are being given an experimental drug under the Emergency Use Act, and there's not enough children have been affected by Medela 19 to even justify it? It's a motherfucking experimental thing, right? It's experimental. It's not like, come on, man. It hasn't had full FDA approval from the FDA, but we're giving it to our children. We're not questioning it. They're saying, okay, yeah, we're gonna authorize it. What is it? It was a panel of 7 or 10 doctors or some shit that said, okay, let's just fuck it. Let's authorize it. Even though there's only 100 children hospitalized in that age group. 700 altogether, 100 in that age group. Fuck that. Never mind. Let's do it. Myocarditis, pericarditis, fuck that. Who gives a shit? Let's just authorize it for the children so that these motherfucking despots in these motherfucking states can enforce, can initiate mandates on children who want to go to school, thereby putting parents in a bind to where they have to choose between their livelihood, possibly, and getting their children injected with an experimental piece of shit so that they can continue to work or whatever. Y'all get what I'm saying? Let's authorize emergency use of this drug for children who aren't even really affected by this so-called pandemic, when like, what? And we're okay with this. We're running out in droves and getting this fucking shit put in our children. How desperate are we to comply? How desperate are we to sit up here and act like it's okay for this shit to happen? It's okay to run out and do this because what? We're authorizing it. Fuck it. For emergency use. It doesn't even make sense. And they're like, oh, well, we haven't really had any cases of myocarditis and pericarditis in children ages 5 to 11 yet. We don't really know what's going to happen. So we just have to wait and see. Wait. So if I'm a parent who just got my child injected and I'm hearing that, I'm like, wait, what? You're telling me I just had this shit put into my child and we don't have enough data to know if children are going to be affected with myocarditis and pericarditis because of this, but I just went ahead and got my child injected. They don't fucking know what it's going to do yet. Y'all get that, right? They don't know how this is going to affect the children, but they approved it for emergency use, even though children aren't really affected by the thing that they're giving them the dose for. The thing that I can't even say because I'm already shadow banned. I just got a strike warning a couple days ago for saying shit that I didn't even say. I appealed it, and they said, "Oh well, you fuck that." Oh, I looked through the video. I never said anything that they said I said. But here we go. Here we go. They claimed I they claimed I was talking about voter fraud, and that voter fraud they said that I said there was no voter fraud to change the outcome of the election. I never fucking said that. And when in my appeal, when I said I never said that, they said fuck it anyway. You're fuck it. It still stands. Like the truth don't even fucking matter anymore. Even when the truth is sitting right there in front of your face. Truth is really treason in a fucking system of lies. In a system of oppression, you better not tell the truth. You better not tell the truth. But, you know, you can twerk asshole naked. Why not? You can, I was watching this short. This woman is sitting on this big ass corn on the cob machine. I don't know what the fuck it was. She's in her leggings and she's sitting on this looking like a big ass corn on the cob, and it's spinning, and the little corn bumps. But that's okay. It's okay to show a woman sitting on a big ass corn cob getting her vagina demolished by big ass corn kernels. But I can't say that this guy owned part of Dominion voting systems. I can't say that, but a woman can get her vagina cornholed. Or a woman, there can be some naked twerking or kids, you know. What? I don't know, man. I mean, hey, if you want to get your vagina smacked with big ass pieces of corn, that's on you. But, you know, at least let me say the truth that I have to speak. You know, goddamn. You know, I mean, what's the limit? What's the limit? By the way, there were no parental controls for that, right? They didn't ask, you have to be 18 and older to see this woman get cornholed by this big ass piece of corn. Nope. No, none of that. Fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable, these people, man. And also, it just, people can wave guns, threaten people on live streams, and still keep their channels. But if I say Dominion voting machines, I get flagged and fucking take it down. So it's kind of wild how we just go ahead, we trust the science, right? And the science is Anthony Fauci. If you don't trust Anthony Fauci, you don't trust the science. So go out and get your children injected. But if they run out of children's doses, they might end up giving your child adult doses, but only a third of the vials. So don't worry about it, okay? No one. There has been no adverse effects. You don't have to worry about it. This is what the media is telling people. Don't worry about it. No one's getting hurt. Nothing bad is going to happen. Nothing bad is going to happen. And then they turn around and say, well, we don't know what's going to happen. We got to just wait and see. I believe one medical guy said, one medical expert was like, oh, well, we don't know what's going to happen to the children until we have this shit put into the children. So we're just going to have to get it. Y'all go out and get your children injected so that we can know what the jab is going to do to them. All right. That's the only way we're going to find out. The only way we're going to find out if the snap is safe is if you go out and get your children injected. So do your due diligence and do your duty. Be a good American, right? Be a good American, and just go get your children injected. Come on, man. Come on, man. What is that what Joe Biden says? Come on, man. Do your duty. See what y'all talking about. Oh man, what's going on in here? What is going on here? Wow. I agree. The wise when people do need to be leaders. Robert Lynn Schultz says the system has sand in its gears, Bain poured into them on purpose. I agree. Queen Strong is in the building. Yeshua's return. What is up with the increased heart attacks among young now? Yeah. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with the increased suicide in children too? Like, it's just so many things happening to our babies that aren't good. And then you got this one guy pushing for a sexual orientation called MAP, right? Oh, well, they haven't acted on their child molestation yet, so they're just minor attracted persons. Oh, so Aneta's message comments were deleted. I want to see what he had to say. Keith Lamont said, I question if humans are smarter than lions or any animals. Yeah, that's good. Yes, you're right to question that just because we can speak. I asked my doctor, there's a luciferase in it, which what makes the lightning bug light up. What did they say? I have a question. Why are new variants named after colleges? Oh man, cause man, germs going wild. I don't know. Cause germs going wild. I guess that's why. Trying to be TD you should join the Poor Dirt Farmer channel sometime. We talk about this stuff on occasion, and we can expose all the kids to all kinds of evil stuff. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Poor Farmers channel or Poor Dirt Farmer channel. Okay. What happened? You called me out first, Queen. Stop playing games. Look at the dates on the vid. Oh, I can see the comments. Queen Strong, why you start banging on me and my wife when she has never mentioned you ever? I mean, oh boy. I can tell you what to do. So why do you think you can tell me what to do? This is wild, man. We should all be coming together to protect our children. At the end of the day, what I believe with my heart is that Queen's Throne is an advocate for children, and she just wants to protect the children and keep the children safe, and she goes hard in the paint for that. And you know, Brother Polite has some shit going on. There's some association with you and Brother Polite, and some information that you had, and she pointed that out, and then shit just snowballed. Shit snowballed and went out of control. So, you know, and that's why I bring what I bring about the children. It really doesn't matter. We know it's a fact that our children are being attacked. And we know that it's a fact that predators of children always, not always, but if they have any level of elite status, then they see lenient fucking shit. Like, they don't get punished as they should. And so it's frustrating when we see people kind of caping for the child molester, or, you know what I mean, or the alleged child molester, or we act like, well, we don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people hide a lot of things about child predators, right? They protect child predators because for either for one reason or another. Like, let's say, well, I'm not going to go hard in the paint on a convicted child molester, like, say, Mighty Mouse, because I don't really see anything wrong with what he did. So I'm going to just say that, well, he served his debt to society, and, you know, he changed, he rehabilitated, he's a better man now. So instead of just saying that because that's what you believe, you're not going to say it. Instead, you're going to attack the people that are exposing him for lying about his charges. You're going to attack them, threaten the children, threaten to see their wife. And then you're going to say, well, he's rehabilitated on the end of that. When in reality, you're also you're probably a child predator yourself. You probably have those same thoughts and feelings, right? You might be one of those MAPs who haven't acted out on their desires yet, but, you know, all you need is for enough people to say, well, it's okay, it's a sexual orientation. And that's how you start, right? That's where the slippery slope comes in, because this guy who wants the MAPs to be a sexual orientation, you know, all he has to do is get that accepted, right? Oh, well, we accept MAPs now. We just have to do some therapy, some talk therapy, and talk about his feelings, and try to convince him not to act on his desires. And then, you know, slowly but surely, we're going to say, well, you know, that child has reached puberty, and that child, you know, she can bear children. So who are we to stop a 30-year-old man from acting out on their desires to have children with a 15, 16-year-old, if that 15 to 16-year-old also has that same desire? Next thing you know, parental control goes out the window, because now we have to accept that these, you know, post-pubescent children, well, you know, they have matured to a degree. They are bleeding now, and they can have children. They can bear children, and they can spread their seeds as men. And so we might as well just let them do it. Who are we to stop nature, right? That's how it starts. You start with, oh, let's accept minor attracted people who haven't acted out on their desires yet. Try to talk to them and see if they can, you know, not act on their desires. And then eventually what's going to come out is, well, they're not attracted to adults. They're not attracted to adult women. So it's not fair for us to inhibit them and not allow them to act out on their sexual desires. We should let them go ahead and we should make it okay for them to, you know, have their way with adolescent children, right? That's how that's how it rolls out. It doesn't ever stop with just one thing. Once they get us to accept minor attracted person as a sexual orientation, like no other sexual orientation exists that you don't act out on that sexual orientation, right? Like gays and lesbians, that's a sexual orientation. But people don't expect them not to behave like that. They don't expect them. You don't expect a lesbian not to have lesbian acts with other women. You don't expect a gay dude to not do it in somebody's butthole. So why would we expect minor attracted persons to not do what they want to do to children? Right? And then we see our favorite people, our favorite celebrities, the polites in them, right? The polite is only allegedly, he has allegations of child sexual abuse against him. And, you know, so many people are torn. They're like, oh, well, let's wait and see. Okay, let's wait and see. But in the meantime, let's talk about certain behaviors and patterns that this brother's had and that other people have accepted from this brother, and point that out. No, we just got to keep our mouth shut. We got to wait until we can't point out the facts that we see. We can't point out the observations that we have in the meantime as we roll through this process of him going through the court system. Because let's face it, the court system is a failed system. Well, it's not a failed system. It operates as it does. It operates as it should. The justice system does what it's supposed to do, right? Ooh. And that Kinsey character, right? You know, the sex doctor the first sex doctor, the guy who is actually advocating for, he advocated for child sexual predators to receive very light sentences when they get convicted and caught and all that shit. So that's what it is. What's up, Reckless Podcast? The Argument League, what's good? Children have the freedom that their parents chose to give them. I don't know what you mean, Robin Schultz. Oh, I bet you think he killed some black folks. Who said Kyle is racist? Lady Legs, let him back. I want to see. Yeah, Queen Strong. Yeah, I don't block and delete people in my. I believe in free speech. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to see what people are saying, right? We want everybody to see it. I don't do that. Now if it's spam, we can block and delete that, but I don't like to block and delete just regular comments from people. I like to let people say what they have to say, even if I don't agree. I could even hate a person, but if we're not allowing people to speak, then we're just. He was timed out. Okay, it's all good. Yeah, so that's just what it is. Like I don't like blocking, deleting, because I believe in free speech, even if that speech is just out of pocket, and inappropriate. We want to see that. That's how we get people to expose themselves. We get to, like, if they're saying stupid shit or ignorant shit. Not to say Sonetta was saying stupid shit or ignorant shit. What I'm saying is, or you're not saying stupid shit or ignorant shit, or anybody might not be saying anything stupid or ignorant. But if they were, we want to see that. We want people to be able to see that. We want people to be able to see this speech, because it's very important that we understand what people are saying and what's going on in people's minds. If we censor people, they just go underground and they hide it, and boom, now you can't even. I did not block him, but I won't do it. It's all good. Yeah, screenshot, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, screenshot, do what you got to do. And the same goes for you, Queen. Like, you say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? You can say whatever you want to say. I allow people to say whatever they want to say on my platform, because I feel like it's very important to have discord. You know what I mean? Healthy discord, unhealthy discord. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. That's how we get things rolling. That's how we know who's who. But it's all good. I ain't mad at you for it. But at the end of the day, man, if we're not coming together for the children, my bad, y'all. My wife FaceTimed me. You were commenting on Christian Detective post. Christian Detective, that sounds familiar. Look. So, all right. So even if Kyle was racist, if Kyle was racist, he killed 2 white people and shot another one. What does his racism have to do with anything that happened that night? If he's racist and he defended his life, let's say he's racist. Let's say he's a prejudice or whatever. Let's say he hates black people. Let's say he has black people. He got attacked by white people and defending himself by killing them. That has nothing to do with his hatred toward black people. So it's irrelevant if he's racist. Do y'all see that? Or am I am I tripping? Am I cooning? Because I would say, I would go so far as to say that you're actually a coon if you're willing to give up the rights of black people because you hate white folks. Let me explain. If they're going after the rights of white people, right, like Kyle Rittenhouse, by saying that you can't, even if you're white, you don't have the right to defend yourself. Even if we know that's what you were doing, then we are in effect giving up our rights to defend ourselves, especially if you believe that white folks get to enjoy their rights more than we do. You see what I'm saying? So if they're willing to go after white folks' rights by setting up Kyle Rittenhouse, then guess what? Guess what? We damn sure ain't gonna have our rights. Our rights aren't gonna be protected for sure. If our rights are only protected 50% of the time as white folks, and we let them take white folks' rights away, then guess what? Black folks ain't got no rights. Understand that. So if they take half the white people's rights away, they're gonna take 100% of the black people's rights away. So if we are so upset with white folks that we're like, oh well, fuck Kyle Rittenhouse, even though we know in our minds, if we watch all the videos, they released another video the other day. Kyle Rittenhouse was clearly running away from Rosenbaum, who threw something at him. A shot was fired behind him, right? Kyle Rittenhouse was running away, had his back to Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum threw some shit at him. A gunshot went off behind Kyle Rittenhouse. And as Kyle Rittenhouse was turning around to see what the fuck, here comes Rosenbaum lunging at him and got his head blown off. Oh, fucking well. Good. I'm glad. It probably was a fake cry, but I wouldn't even say it was really a cry. I think he was having a panic attack. There's a difference. If you're having a panic attack, you're hyperventilating, you're like, you feel claustrophobic, like you want to pass out, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're crying. That could be why he was not having tears, because he was hyperventilating and having a panic attack. We don't know what the hell was going on with him on that stand. All I know is that has nothing to do with the facts. The facts are Kyle Rittenhouse defending his life. Point blank in the period. And guess what? I'm going to advocate not for Kyle Rittenhouse himself, but I'm going to advocate for his right to defend himself, because I'm selfish. If the state would allow him to walk free after defending himself, then that means I have a little bit more of a chance if I have to defend myself. I'm selfish. See what I'm saying? I want to have the same right. I want to be able to defend myself by any means necessary, like Kyle Rittenhouse did. And if Kyle Rittenhouse is going to be crucified and they get away with that, then we're fucked. I don't understand what people don't understand about that, especially these Hotep two-step niggas. Y'all can miss me with that shit. Call me a coon, call me a raccoon, or call me whatever you want to call me. I don't give a shit. I never have. You call me a coon, a Sambo, call me all that shit. I don't care, because again, I'm going to advocate for Kyle Rittenhouse's rights to defend himself, because I advocate for my right to defend myself. I can't just advocate for my own right to defend myself, because it hasn't been tested yet. And when it does get tested, I want to be like, let's refer to that Kyle Rittenhouse case where people were attacking him and he had to turn around and defend himself with a weapon. If I had to do the same shit, I don't even want to have to go to court. Kyle Rittenhouse should not be sitting in court right now. He shouldn't have been charged. It should have been clear-cut case of self-defense, point blank in the period. And it's all this in certain states where you can't defend yourself unless you're in a home and like all this bullshit. Like all that shit got to go. That's why I pay attention to that Supreme Court case where they're trying to determine if people have the right to defend themselves outside of the home. And that's not just going to be about whether you can carry outside the home or not. Because in California, if someone comes onto your property and they're not in your house and they attack you, you can't do anything unless they're inside the house. That's fucking stupid. So if somebody comes onto my front yard with a weapon pointed at me and starts shooting, I have to wait until they get into my house. Or if they attack me or whatever, I have to wait until they get into my house in order for me to shoot back. No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. So that's why I pay attention to that Supreme Court case that's in the Supreme Court right now and the Kyle Rittenhouse case, because to me it ties together. Because if he wins his case, then they have no reason or justification for even charging somebody for defending himself. And on top of that, if the Supreme Court rules that everyone has a right to defend themselves inside the home and outside the home, even in crowded places and in sensitive areas, right? Like schools and shit like that. Then guess what? All these laws that were created where, you can't defend yourself outside the home and you got to get a may issue instead of shall issue. All that shit goes out the window and it's going to be a whole new day. And I know it's all part of left-right paradigm dog pony show, but it's still something that we could use to our advantage, because they have to play that game, right? They have to act like they're giving you a little bit more of your rights so that they can take more of your rights away later. Well, if the Supreme Court rules that we have this right, which we do, we don't need the Supreme Court for that. If the Supreme Court rules that we have those rights, then we can take further steps to ensure they never take our rights away again. Anyway, I got to get out of here. Protect the children, no matter what. Associations with this person, that person, all these associations, at the end of the day, our association should be for the betterment of our children. That's really what it should be about. Our children is what's more important, and that's what we need to be advocating for. And if you're not advocating for that, and you only advocate for children when you're being attacked for associating with somebody who's questionable in terms of whether or not they're a child predator, I don't really believe you. But I know Queen Strong has always been an advocate for the children. Always, no matter what. So anyway, it's all about consistency. Lady Legs. No, he did not go there. Lady Legs. No, boo-boo. No, boo-boo. He did not go there with an AK-47. No, boo-boo. And he didn't poke anything. Look. One of the shooting rioters, right? Because that's what he was. One of the shooting rioters, the one that got shot in the bicep, he went there with a gun illegally. He was not legally allowed to have that weapon that he went there with. But he pointed that weapon at Kyle Rittenhouse and got his arm shot off. Who poked who? Kyle Rittenhouse was running away from people. Anyway, what you got to debate me on, old head? What you want to debate me about? Crazy thing is that the state 16, 17-year-old can have a rifle as long as it is not a short rifle. Drip, what's so crazy about that? Y'all, if y'all new to my channel, there's one thing y'all need to understand about me. I am 100% for everyone's right to keep and bear arms, no matter what age they are, as long as they can demonstrate the efficiency and safe use of that firearm. So if my 11-year-old or 12-year-old demonstrates safe use of of the firearm that I give them, and I know that they can do it, I feel like it's okay for them to walk around with a gun. Yes, if they have the wherewithal and the discipline, if they can demonstrate that, I'm okay with that. I don't get into this age stuff when it comes to that, because I know that people got kids that are 12, 13 years old that are better shots than most adults, and have way better trigger and muzzle discipline. So I don't think it's crazy at all that they're allowed to have weapons. I'm 100% for freedom. So the reason crazy is because the court said he is 17. It shouldn't even be in court. Oh yeah. Well, they're saying, the problem that they're saying is that he took a firearm across state lines, which we found out that he didn't do that. He got the firearm from his homeboy in actual Wisconsin. So yeah, that should not be even he shouldn't be in court at all. I mean, kids should be able to operate a firearm as long as it's safe. Yeah, my 8-year-old goes to the gun range. Yeah, I mean, that's what's up. America and guns, scary. I'm from UK. We're not allowed guns. Yeah, y'all about not to be allowed knives either. Listen, you can't legislate an evil heart. You can take away all the weapons you want. All they're gonna do is find another way to kill a motherfucker. You hear about it in Germany, right? Where they killed the truck driver killed 26 people on a bridge with a truck. 26 people. I need y'all to get it together, man. You don't need a gun to kill a lot of people. All the gun does is a tool. And it's a tool that peaceful people should be able to have to defend their peace. Shot in the clouds. The judge could have thrown out the case of the court 5 times already, and he just putting up with it. Yeah, but they're calling him Asian racist, and they're trying to make it seem like he's biased, which he might be a little bit. Maybe he's just biased for freedom. Maybe he's just biased towards self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me get out of here, guys. I'm gonna get caught up. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. I might holler at y'all tomorrow during the Ruckin' Live. We'll see. And yeah, let's keep it trucking, guys. Let's keep marching forward toward freedom. And that's what I'm about. Peace.